Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back for episode 2 of our franchise mode. I made Cameron McDonald. These are the last 3 people that got created. He's a 6'1", 220-pound, 19-year-old, 76 overall, top 6 forward potential sniper. He wanted to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, so I decided to put him on the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is a 19-year-old prospect. He's probably about 1 year out from being a regular in the National Hockey League. And let's talk about his stats really quick. He is a bona fide sniper, decently fast, not horrible physically, not horrible defensively, but a true sniper. After that, we got Ethan Bryant, a low elite potential, 77 overall, 19-year-old, 5'11", 185-pound center. And he is a playmaker who is a true playmaker, good poise, good offensive awareness. But his number one skill is definitely his passing. He should be available in this upcoming draft because we're doing a franchise mode. And I will go ahead and I will skip over designing the jerseys and stuff. It takes forever, and I doubt we'll have time to put all of that in there. But we will do the expansion draft and hopefully the draft today. And here's finally Rockmantha, 5'11", 236, 17-year-old, high starter potential, 68 overall goaltender. I made him 68 overall because goaltenders do take longer to develop than players do. So I wanted to stay a little bit more authentic with that. Anyway, I am going to use some video editing tools here, and I am going to skip ahead to when the team is created right before the expansion draft. Hey guys, and we're back. Okay, so now I've got everything all created. We're looking at the Halifax Buccaneers. Look at those gorgeous home jerseys, abbreviation HFX. We are at the YouTube Center. I thought that was pretty cool. We got hardcore fan base because we are a Canadian team, so people, come on. You know it's going to be a hardcore fan base. Anyway, so yeah, I'll give you a good look at the entire team uniform. There's our home jerseys. There's Joe NHL wearing number 20. And now we'll take a peek at the away jerseys really quick. It's essentially just the same jersey but reverse. I love the away jerseys, love the home jerseys. I'm a big fan of olive green. Anyway, so this is the Halifax Buccaneers. I didn't bother making an alternate jersey because that takes a long time, and I don't really plan on playing very many of these games. I think once we get a couple more people, created people on our team, then we'll maybe play a game here or there. Anyway, so the GM is going to be Jacob Quinn, another created person. Jacob Quinn taking over as the general manager for the Halifax Buccaneers at the YouTube Center. I forgot to change our AHL team. Look at that. Spending's good. Importance of success is a little high. Patience, very good. Love that. So I'm going to leave the AHL team exactly how it is. Now we got to figure out where we're going to go. Since we're in Halifax, obviously we are in the Metro. We are far east. So I'm trying to think of how we're going to swing this one. I'm kind of thinking that, like, who's going to go from the Atlantic to the Central? It's probably going to end up being the Detroit Red Wings because they were there before, right? The Detroit Red Wings were in the West, technically. So I'm thinking, yeah, we'll throw Detroit back over in the West, and then I think the Islanders, that's on the island. That's Metro. That's far, far east, right? I'm not exactly a geography wizard. I know these are all very, very far east teams. But I think, you know what? Because of Buffalo, we're going to throw the Rangers in the Atlantic. Because Buffalo, New York, New York. So Halifax has got to be in the Metro. And we kind of lucked out, actually. I didn't even think of it, but we really lucked out going to Halifax because the Metro is a very, very weak division. So even if we're not the greatest team in the world, which I don't expect us to be a overly, terrific team right off the bat, I am going to try to more or less stick with the team that we get at the expansion draft coming up. Head coach edits lines. No, because then he's going to edit lines on his own, and I do like to set the lines up, especially if I've got prospects and stuff coming up. Oh yeah, you can't hit accept relocation because it's our first year with an expansion team. I don't even know if you can relocate. Maybe you can. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, we got to go to rules and settings because I tried to make a franchise mode on NHL 20, like the day it came out. First of all, we're gonna put up the attribute effects a little bit, because apparently these sliders do affect the simulation, take down the broken stick frequency, and turn the injuries down. I started a franchise mode on my own like the day this game came out, and in 6 games I had 5 major injuries. 2 like second liners, top defensemen, first liners. It was terrible. So keep the salary cap on. The salary cap will be at $81.5 million as per the actual National Hockey League. Next year, you never know. It could stay completely the same, could jump by $6 million in 1 year. You never really know. All I know is about 7 or 8 years into this franchise mode, the salary cap will probably hit $100 million. Now we just gotta wait for the never-ending loading screens. And I think we're gonna check out a couple things before we go right into the expansion draft. Usually I just jump right to the expansion draft, but I kind of think I'd like to figure out first what kind of coaches we have. So before I advance to the expansion draft, yes, I'm thinking about, maybe I'll skip ahead and see what the draft lottery is. I want to see who we have in the draft lottery. 1, 2, 3. We got the 4th overall pick in the draft. So that bodes very, very well for us. And my team, the Chicago Blackhawks, got 13th. But I am super, super excited that we have the 4th overall pick, because there are 2 people that we have created in the draft. This draft coming. Let's take a look at the draft class. It's Matt Siemens, Ethan Bryant. Let's see where they're going. Matt Siemens projected to be the 5th overall pick at the draft. Let's see what he's like. Size and skill, 200-foot game, size and strength, and a weakness is character. That's not good. That's not good. He's apparently he's not a very nice person. See, I can't pick this, so if there's any personality stuff that you really, really don't like about yourself, I didn't pick it. The game just automatically makes you that way, so do not judge me. Now we got to find Ethan. Ethan Bryant, projected 12th overall. He is the low elite. There's not a whole lot of scouting on him. No weaknesses. That is 4 bars. He is NHL ready, similar to TJ Oshie. Wow. Similar to the Washington Capitals, TJ Sochi. They're saying he's got, it's very inaccurate that he has medium elite potential, but we know, as the people that created him, that he has low elite potential, so he does in fact have elite potential. I'm going down the list really quick just to see if, I was pretty sure there was only 2 guys. Oh, that's right, Cameron McDonald is already drafted. He's on the Toronto Maple Leafs as a 1 year away from the NHL kind of prospect. He's a top 6 sniper, as you guys saw before. Yeah, Coach Quinn, it is the 21st, 2019. I'm going to have a quick sip of my coffee here, and we're going to take a look at our coaching staff. 89% staff chemistry. He is a defensive style coach. His overall is pretty good, but his teaching is very bad. Look at the defense. Look at the penalty kill. I am super happy about that. And he's happy, which makes me happy. So when we go into the expansion draft, we're going to have to keep in mind, I love that you can look at all this stuff, the way the coach wants to play, you know? He is an offensive style coach, teaching much better. Power play is really, really good. So he's going to help grow the forwards on our team. That makes me feel a little bit better, but still, at the expansion draft, coach influence is very high. He does not look like a 49-year-old, like not even a little bit. And then our goalie coach, Topi Salo, not great teaching. The only attribute that I really want to look at, okay, he's a generalist. That means he's going to grow all prospects. And he's a B, so that's not bad. He's a B-. Mate Lebda, he's another generalist. And our assistant coach loves forwards, good in the power play. Not the greatest teacher in the world, doesn't develop young prospects overly well. So maybe not in our first year, but maybe after the first season is over and we're into that second off season. I kind of think maybe I would like to look for another AHL coach or associate or assistant coach, someone who has better teaching, someone who's going to help grow our prospects a little better. Anyway, but yeah, what I was trying to say 400 times, right? Because we have a defensive-minded head coach, we need to really focus a lot on two-way forwards, grinders, good penalty killers. We need to focus on getting really strong defensemen. Look at the teaching on his goaltending. That's great. B-, so he'll help if we were to pick up Rock Mantha in year 2 or I think it's year, what is it? Year 2, I think. That we would be able to pick up Rock Mantha. And we're at the expansion draft. All right, so we got to make a pick. We got to pick a player from every single team and essentially build our team around that. Ooh, we actually got some good ones in it this year. It is in NHL 19, it's like they had everyone protected and no team had anyone that was available. Here we got Adam Henrique, we got Andre Kasha, Michael Delzaster, Adam Henrique. Where would he fit? I love this part. Check it. Boom. He would fit on our first line. He fits Alec McGrath's coaching scheme on the power play. Andre Kasha. I love Andre Kasha. He fits on line 2 and all penalty killing lines. Yeah, we're going with Kasha. I love Kasha. I want to have him on my team, right? So we got Goligoski, Demers, Soderberg, Grabner, Vinny Hinney. And, and if you're looking at their contract thing, it says YL is years left on their contract. If it says 1, that means immediately following. See, they want him for line 2. Bad Richardson. I like Jordan Osterley as well. He's at 2 years left, meaning after the expansion draft is done, he will have 1 year left. That's what that 1 year's left. He fits all defensive pairings for the coach's scheme. Ooh, Torrey Krug. His contract is up, but Torrey Krug is available. The offensive defenseman. God, this guy's... And look at his defense is really good. He fits into the top 4 defensive pairings. It says he could struggle with professionalism. Every team needs a class clown. I want to check their goalies. They got Yaro Halak left open. So it's a big contract, but his contract is expiring. That way we can negotiate a new contract with him. They're trying to get rid of Kyle Okposo, is who Buffalo's trying to get rid of. Look at that contract. That's terrible. Connor Sheary, what do we got? He had 34 points. He's a playmaker, decent defense. Fits in the penalty kill, but nothing else. Oof. See, that's the thing. This goes very, very in depth, and I'm really happy about that. Jimmy Vesey, he was supposed to be something. Nice two-way forward, but he fits on line 1, and that's it. Ugh. Johan Larsson, 14 points. He was a -8. See, a lot of these guys, too, I wanted to pick up. He fits in the top 6 forward lines, but he's only 78 overall, so it's not going to happen. There was a couple of guys. Yeah, forward line 1. I don't like that. What do they have for goalies? Carter Hutton and the Hamburglar. You know what? We do need a minor league goalie, so I think we're going to go with the Hamburglar. And he does have backup potential, so if he has a really good year in the minors, he could always come up and be a backup goalie. Michael Backlund, 47 points, two-way forward, fits on forward line 2 as a center. He's got a big contract, but you know what? The cap is just going to keep going up. We haven't even spent $10 million of that cap yet. And this is our 5th guy. Sam Bennett fits on line 2, but I don't like that. You know what? And he fits on the penalty kill too. See, all penalty killing lines. That's something you really got to focus on as well, right? And you have to be prepared to take on at least, 3 or 4 good-sized contracts. They got Jake the Snake frickin' Gardner. See, I threw him on Carolina because the game hadn't updated that he signed in Carolina. And see, boom, fits everywhere. He's going to be a top 4 defenseman for us. I'm assuming either 3rd or 4th defenseman, and Eric Gustafsson. Oh my goodness. He fits on the top 4 lines and the power play. He was such a good guy for... and they got Leonard. Masterton Trophy winning Robin Leonard. Come on, man. Who do you take? Gustafsson or Leonard? I mean, we need a starting goalie. I'm just trying to find any other options here, like Calvin DeHaan, penalty kill. I think we're going with Gustafsson, guys. I think we're going to go with Eric Gustafsson. Yeah, we'll go with Eric Gustafsson. his contract is expiring, so he is going to end up being a pretty expensive guy for us down the line. But that doesn't mean that all these guys are going to be sticking with us. There's still free agency. There's still the draft. We have the 4th overall pick. Matt Siemens is projected to go 5th. So I think we are probably going to pick up Matt Siemens. I don't want to get unrealistic with it. I don't want to just trade everything I have away, because when you create a franchise mode, none of your guys have any value, right? None of your guys have trade value when you first get them. It's after you sign them, after they've spent some time on your team or whatever, then their value will start to go up from there. But I don't know, because we have so many other people, sorry Ethan, but I don't know if I really want to trade a bunch of stuff away to get the 5th, or the 4th and the 12th overall pick to also get Ethan Bryant. But with the 12th projection, you could go 11th, you could go 12th, you could go 13th. And as I said, man, my Chicago Blackhawks have the 13th pick, so you never know. You're not destined to go to Arizona. And even if you did, that'd be fine, because Phil the Thrill plays there. You know what? We need to start picking up some NHL caliber goalies. And remember, we have Ryan Chisholm in free agency that I'm going to try and get as well. And if I can get him, if I can pick up Ryan Chisholm, maybe I might think about trading Joonas Korpisalo. I do like Korpisalo. I love Radek Faksa too. But he only fits on line 1. That doesn't really work for me, so Matthias Janmark fits on line 1. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a lot harder. Oh, we got Blake Como. Blake Como fits forward line 4. Now that's good. That's good. 79 overall. Could be a 4th line right winger for us. I don't really like paying a 4th liner $2.5 million a year. But it is only for 1 year. Ooh, Trevor Daley. I can't believe he's only got 7th D potential. Who do we got? McIlrath. I think, yeah, we're just going to pick up an AH every once in a while if there's no one that really stands out to me. But Adam Larson. I think we're just going to go for like AHL guys. Where does he fit? All defensive pairings. That is absolutely phenomenal. I actually really like Adam Larson. A lot of people don't. Mike Smith. We could grab Smitty. I just don't know, man. I think, yeah, we'll go with Adam Larson. Adam Larson, I know, is a good defenseman. He's a good defensive defenseman. And they got Mike Hoffman. This is a contract year for Mike Hoffman. 70 points last year for the Florida Panthers. And he fits on line 2. He could be our second line left wing sniper. And second line doesn't mean anything. He could be on the second line. I'm going to look at my picks really quick to see how many left wingers I got, though. None. I don't have a single one, so that's perfect. I think we're going to go with him. His contract is coming up. But just because Mike Hoffman is on the second line, that doesn't mean anything. Do you have any idea how many years Patrick Kane was on the second line and he was getting like 90 points a year? Mike Hoffman is going to be all right. Martin Ferk, that's always an interesting one. The Ontario Reign, the guy with no vowels in his last name. Just an all-around good guy, but I don't know if he really fits anywhere. What about this Luff character? He is only 22, so he has room to grow. He does have room to grow, and he's a power forward. Doesn't really fit anywhere that we can see, but I'll go with him. He can spend some time in the minors, really strengthen up our minor league team. Ooh, Eric Stahl. I know he's 34, and he would just pretty much be a rental for us, but his passing, his shooting, everything is so good. He fits into our second line center position, so we're going to have to go and look. Michael Backlund, though. We got Michael Backlund. Yeah, it's $5 million a year, but he is our second line center, and he's a lot younger than Eric Stahl. So I think we're going to have to pass on Eric Stahl. What do they have for goaltenders? Alex Stalock. I need to start trying to maybe look at goalies more often on these teams. I got JT Brown. I like JT Brown. Bottom 6'4", would be a depth guy, so he could be a scratch player for us that we could use in case of injuries, right? So you can keep him scratched. He can be a healthy scratch. And there's a good chance someone who's only 77 overall. there's a good chance that you could waive him, you know, and you could safely kind of bring him up and down. Nick Cousins, another depth forward, playmaker. Jordan Wheel. I like Jordan Wheel, another playmaker. Who do we got? Dale. Oh, that's a big contract. No, I don't want Dale Weiss. Never mind. High top 6D. Who do we got? Veroni. Yeah, we'll take him. Like I said, just strengthening up that minor league team, even if we only have, like, you know, 1450. Michael Granlund. I love Michael Granlund. Look at this. Look at these stats. Forward line 1. I don't give a care. Even if it's a contract year, he's going to want to raise. But I will take Michael Granlund. I love Wayne Simmons. This is another perfect example of, can we turn his career around? No, we cannot, because he doesn't fit anywhere. So I really like who we've been picking up. He's another depth forward. I don't know where he fits. There's another depth forward. It's not very expensive, though. We got Straight. I'll just take him. Yet again, another defenseman. We'll throw in the minors. A lot of these guys will probably never really play in the NHL again. Andrew Ladd fell off the face of the earth. All right, who do we got? Hickey. Thomas Hickey. He's another good two-way defender. Very good. He fits in the top 4. Maybe him and Jake the Snake Gardner. Maybe we'll throw those two together or something. And Hickey's on a pretty nice contract. He's only on a contract for, I think it was 2.5 a year. Let's take a look at Jesper Fast. 6th round pick by the Rangers. He is a sniper. He can shoot, man. He's fast. He fits on that third line. So let's see what we got for right wingers. Let's take a peek. Right wingers. We got our second line right winger, Matt Calvert. We got our third line right winger, and Blake Como. We got our fourth line right winger. So we're looking for a number 1 right winger, and sadly, you know, Jesper Fast is just not even close, right? So then we got Tony DeAngelo, 80 overall. Top 4D, offensive defenseman, very good. Only fits on the penalty kill lines, but no. Boo Neves, the playmaker. He fits on our first line. I'm not sure. Is that AHL or is that NHL? We'll go with McKegg. Strengthen up that minor league team even more. Because the better your minor league team is, the better your prospects are going to grow. Anthony Duclair. Here's a guy I would love to... No, first line, he's just not it, right? Tyler Ennis. First round draft pick by the Sabres. Fits on the first line, but I'm not going to bring him back from the dead. I was thinking more along the lines of him being a depth guy. Who do they got? Do we want to grab Craigie Anderson? He's 38 years old, but he is still a starting goaltender in the NHL. Do you think we could bring him back from the dead? I don't know, man. We're starting to get into... We've spent over $45 million. I do like Dylan DeMello, and he does fit everywhere. Maybe we'll go with Dylan DeMello. Yeah. All right, let's see. Philadelphia. Matt Niskanen, Braun, Tyler Pitlick, Scott Lawton, Mark Raffle. Goalies, they got Berube. What about Aube-Kubel? Yeah. Maybe we'll take Nick Aube-Kubel. I can already feel my voice starting to wear out, like I've been talking for a year and a half here. I haven't, but he's going to be a great guy in the minors for us. Hey, you never know, he could grow into something special. Patrick Hornqvist, right winger. We are kind of in flux with right wingers. I was kind of hoping he was going to be a sniper. He fits into the top 6 forward lines. That contract is massive, though. 4 years, over $5 million a year. Oh, boy. Goaltenders, Casey DeSmith and Tristan Jarry. Now, Tristan Jarry is nice and young, so that's not so bad. So he could really grow, but man, I don't know, guys. I need to find a starter right now, you know, even if it's just for a year or maybe even 2 years while Ryan Chisholm's growing as our backup if we can get him, or if Eunice Korpisalo grows and he could become a starting goaltender for us. If our defense is good enough, you don't need the greatest goaltender in the world. Zach Aston Reese, nah. Teddy Bluger. He's a depth forward. Fits on line one. Son of a... what's his name? Chuck's man or Kzak's man? Jumbo Joe. Jumbo Joe is available from the San Jose Sharks. Should we go with Jumbo Joe? He's 39, but I mean, it's Jumbo Joe, man. It is Jumbo Joe. He fits on that first line. Man, I don't know. Do I want to make him a first line right winger, though? They got Aaron Dell and Antoine Bibeau. You know what? We're going to take Jumbo Joe, and maybe we'll play him as our top line right winger. He could be a really good playmaker for Mikael Granlund. Oh, they got Alex Pietrangelo, man. And he fits everywhere. He is going to want a massive contract. Oh my goodness. That's going to be a bad one. Who else they got? Braden Shen's to expel. Oh, they got David Perron. Perron could be our top line left winger. Absolutely. I'll take David Perron. Hold on, I got to look at our left wing again. Look at that left wing. It's still only Hoffman. He is our second line left winger. So, David Perron, I believe, is going to be our top line left winger. It's not the biggest contract in the world. It's only $4 million a year. Solid passer, solid shooter, all around, good player, great defensively. That is fantastic. What has Tampa got? Ryan McDonough. Holy crap, people are trying to dump defensemen. It's because of that contract, you know? $6.75 million. Hey, Pat Maroon, who doesn't love the dad bod, eh? Who doesn't love Pat Maroon? He fits on that first line. Not even close, Patty Maroon. I love you, but come on, man. I love Luke Shen, though, the former Leaf. He's a good defensive defenseman. I think he kind of gets a bad rap in this game, you know? Didn't he go to Vancouver last year? Wasn't he not so bad? Jamel Smith, maybe pick him up as a depth guy. Okay, the Leafs. Oh, I love Kasperi Kapanen, guys. They got Tyson Barrie. They got Jake Muzzin, Zach Hyman, Jason Spezza. I'm loving Kasperi Kapanen. He fits on the top 6 forward lines. He had 44 points last year. He was a surprise. Review our picks and see where we could put him, right? So right wingers, yeah, we still only have Kasha, Calvert, you know. You know what? I'm going to take Kasperi Kapanen, and I am going to put him on the top frickin' line. He is going to be our first line right winger. We are going to grow him to a top 6 forward. Boys, I swear to God, we're going to grow Kasperi Kapanen. I love Kapanen. Oh, they got Jacob Markstrom. There's a good starting goaltender. 85 overall starting goalie. He's only 29 years old. Holy! He could be a rental. He could be just a regular old starter for us, you know? I'm going to take Jacob Markstrom. That solves the goaltending problem if we can keep him. And Carl Christian Juice. Sgarbosa. We'll take him for the AHL team. We are at the Winnipeg Jets. Isn't this it? This is it, right? Adam Lowry, Matthew Perreault, Dmitry Kulikov, Nathan Beaulieu, Mark Letestu, Gabriel Bork, what's his name? Potato, Logan Shaw, Griffith. Yeah, we'll take him, and he as well will go to our minor league team. So that is it, the expansion draft. We have a starting goaltender, we have a backup goaltender, we have incredibly good defense. In my opinion, we absolutely destroyed when it comes to defensemen. Mike Hoffman, if he can just repeat the season he had last year, he could lead our team with 70 points. I am so okay with that. Locker room chemistry's good and high. We'll have to remember that Mike Hoffman is a natural leader in the locker room because I smell an assistant captaincy coming his way. Maybe throw one to Michael Granlund. Look at this. We'll see who had what last year, right? Mike Hoffman, 70 points. Eric Gustafsson with 60. Michael Granlund with 54. Torrey Krug with 53. Jumbo Joe with 51. My goodness, I love it. He loves Jordan Osterley. You know what, guys? You always go through the expansion draft in these games, and you always end up with such a crappy team. I am actually absurdly happy with the team we got here. And I'm really, you know what? I think I'm most excited. Other than the draft, I think I am the most excited to try and grow Kasperi Kapanen.